Hello everybody! It is time to make some art. I think that rhymed. Anyhow, it is time to draw, or better yet, to color Battletoads. So, if you haven't already seen it, part 1 is already up on the YouTube channel. This very channel that you see here. Wow, I had this all set up, and now I can't find any of the pages. Where are they? Where are they? Where are the pages? Wow, that's quite amazing. I had them all put together. Here we go. Right here, SketchCraft.com, the very same YouTube channel, is part 1. Part 2 will be live sometime to later tonight, early tomorrow. And then also, this stream has been brought to you by ShopSketchCraft.com. ShopSketchCraft.com is where I put all my stuff when I have stuff to sell. So, right now, we got some physical, real, original line arts for Harry Potter Voldemort. That's up with a copy of the Copics as a print. Pretty nifty, right? Pretty nifty. 8.5 by 11. 1-to-1. And then the real physical artworks. Ooh. We also have a Gambit up in the house. We got a physical, real Gambit drawn right here on SketchCraft. SketchCraft.com, YouTube channel, plus a nice print to go with it. So everything comes signed. And then also we have some Chrono Trigger prints. And we have some Star Wars prints. It's all that on Shop SketchCraft. Check it out. Support the cast. Buy me a coffee. I appreciate it. Let's move on. So, time to keep coloring. We got a color. All right. What's up, Ash? In the meantime, we got to pick up where we left off. And where we left off was Battletoads. So I kind of goofed around a little bit. I'm going to see softening some of these edges so they're a little less hard. And then plug it in a little bit of punch-up shadow. Usually in the cracks and crevices is where that needs to go. So all I've done is I've made the original shade layer into a group, and then I added a mask, and then with the paintbrush, I will come out around the edge and just add that nice little painted edge wherever I need that. What's up? Man, just working on some Battletoads, trying to wrap this thing up, you know. Oh yeah, man. It's good to blend everything. One informs the other, you know? My traditional coloring helps with the digital and vice versa. Yeah, it looks cool. So with the house, right? Give me a second. What are you saying, Hector? I don't use Mang. Oh yeah, I don't use Manga Studio. Yeah, no. I'm missing out, right? Oh, the famous YouTubes. The YouTubes. This is Battletoads. Retro Toads retrospective. Retro. Oh yeah, it's getting there. I don't want to overdo the shading. Just want to. All right. Let's see here. What's cutting into that? Do I flatten all the layers when I'm done? Yeah, I mean everything gets printed flattened. That's why I laugh when people go, "You got a lot of layers." I'm like, when it goes to the printer, it's all flattened, right? You save your layered file, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, you really should play the arcade, man. The arcade version is my favorite. Why it isn't on Xbox Live, I have no idea. Wasn't that a Turtles villain, dude? Yeah, like I said, I always liked the idea of it, but it was the arcade game that was actually really good. Battletoads Zipper's Ground was a fun brawler. I'll come back over and clean this stuff up. Kid Chameleon. Rented it from Blockbuster Video. I was always a tactics ogre guy. Ogre battle was a little weird. Bad Dudes 2. Badder Dudes. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Ninja Gaiden 2 was great, but it was a cakewalk compared to Ninja Gaiden 1. And Blaster Master is always one of my favorites. Up till Link to the Past, I liked Blaster Master more than Zelda. Glitches and all. Yep. It's got a lot of stuff, man. People are gonna have to work really hard when they knock my art off. You know? It's like I'll get my pound of flesh. Yeah, the Venom's gonna be fun. What other fellow? Brandon? Nah, he's not on every night. I'm the only one who's consistent. He might be on around 9:30. Yeah, he has a life. Boo. I text him. I'm like, hey, Skype. He's like, hey, you don't come home till 9:30. I'm like, all right. I know, right? Hmm. Yeah, stuff just covers it up. Do 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 do. I have in the past, yeah, I have a Master Chief. I did a while back. I did Copics and I did digital painting on top of the Copics. At some point, I'll probably cover it again, you know, like just do the Halo piece. But I did this one and this one, and you can see this was years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, when I was first learning how to do markers. So at some point, I'll get to covering maybe the first game, possibly Halo 3. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you know, the technical stuff I don't mind. But in terms of something like this, you know, I would pick a game or just the entire series as a whole and try to cram as much into it as I can so I don't have to do it again. Unless it's like for a commission or something. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I had to do that fucker twice. You know? That the guy who commissioned it didn't like they had to wait a month because, it took a while. And then when he got it, he was out in the UK. So I wrote down it was a gift, but they didn't buy it. They wanted him to pay £20 to get his shit. And so he didn't want to pay it, so he was yelling at me. I'm like, I got nothing to do with that, dude. Like I wrote down gift, not my problem. And so I said, send it back. So at the same time I sent it back, Josh sold it to someone else. And then before he could send it back, another of his friend there said he'd be willing to pick it up. And so his friend picked it up, and then I owed another one and had to go and paint that twice. That's why when I'm like, hey, these videos work because I watched the video and recreated that predator. I mean, and you've seen it. There's two of them, and they're pretty accurate. So that was not fun. Color pencil helps too, man. That's why I use them now. Does polychromos work really nice with them? Yeah, I use the Copics primarily and use the color pencil to help smooth them out. Have I ever drawn a comic? By myself and colored it? I've drawn comics, yeah. I'm currently working on Game Cave, so I'll be handling all my coloring, sure. There wasn't schedules, and the schedules in publishing don't allow me never allowed me to do my own colors. Except for cover work. I'm not gonna manually. I mean, if I manually colored a comic, it would. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. It'd be a lot of effort. You still can't get the atmospherics with, without airbrushing. Unless you do the black and white Copic thing, which I don't really like it. You gotta do the black and white, then tone color in Photoshop. I don't know. I did a few interior pages on Skylanders last year, and I just didn't really care for doing it again. They just want you to draw too perfectly and color too perfectly for American comics. It's a lot of effort for people to like skim by it. Because they make deadlines, you know. And I'm not really friends with enough editors to get onto. Look, I'm friends with some people at IDW, you know. I would say fairly friendly. I can't get on a Turtles book, you know. Not Turtles anything, like just a variant cover or a sketch cover, you know. I can't get them to let me into Comic Con, you know. So, but I'm making my own inroads, man. I got stuff coming out, you know. It's all independent, but it's coming out. So, plus my own stuff, you know. But man, I tried for 4 or 5 years, really tried pushing mainstream comics. A lot of work and a lot of work getting shelved, you know? It's like you spend a year working on something and they pay you, but they never print it. You know? I got tired of that. I took 4 years off working with Tom because, he did some shit that pissed me off. I mean, I like Tom, but he was printing things that I was like, that's not the version to print. He was like, oh, I didn't really. Then, I was getting requests on how I draw, and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. It took 4 years. I didn't even realize it was 4 years until like a couple days ago. I'm like, how many years was it? 4 years. Holy shit. So, I'm not gonna say I'll never work for, the big two, but I'm not actively pursuing it in any way, shape, or form. I'm not putting my stuff in editors' email boxes. Please, consider me, going to cons and trying to find editors and hit them up. I just, having worked on a ton of like real stuff, licensed apparel and everything, I'm not, I'm not exactly like wowed by the whole process. Yeah, I sold books to Image, but then I had writers that wouldn't turn in scripts, so killed a nice year working on a project that just dude didn't have the money to get it published, or I haven't had a problem finding work. The problem I've had is getting work published once I do find work and not being a colossal waste of my life, you know. And now, I'm just not exactly up for the whole, hey, we need a Monday deadline bullshit. I guess. I stopped trying to figure out what it is a long time ago. Yeah. It was either I just get on with doing what I want to do or I quit. What am I doing? It just got to be too much. There are ways I could come home and Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate every fan, dude. You know, I don't take none of that shit for granted. That's hilarious. It's funny. Well, it's 9:40. Think Brandon will make it in the next 20 minutes? What are the odds? Then, like, I turn it off. Well, we're out of here. Thanks, Brandon. He's a good guy, but so what? Yeah, he brings it upon himself. I was really nice to him for the longest time, but I tell him he creates the reality he has here. Yeah, make it a silhouette. Nice. Yeah, silhouette's good for action. Thank you, Brandon. Almost 10 o'clock. Where is Brandon? I don't know. It's irrelevant to me. All you have to do is Control Alt right click and it'll jump around to whatever layer you want it to, as long as it's not filled black. So after I get the base set up, I just kind of keep going until it's done. It's now 10 o'clock. Oh, here's Brandon. Let's see. Trying to get internet to work. See, I don't sort of view it that way because he's the one who's like, oh, we should be partners. I'm like, well, then you should start doing half the work. Because last I checked, it's my art that's selling. Where is that shit? You. Always works that way. Would you ever
Hey,
get a companion book to Game Cave that will have concepts? Actually, Game Cave has the concepts and storyboards in it. I mean, if you mean like the actual like super roughy, I know what you mean like an art of Game Cave. Yeah, there'll be an art of Game Cave. Yeah. What's up, Brandon?
hey, how's it going? Just having internet
Get a new
trouble. We're just gonna,
modem. It's a hundred
yeah,
dollar problem.
we're gonna have to get a new modem, probably a new router too. I don't even know.
Get separate. Told you.
Right, that's what we have. We have separate. Um, I'll have you send me a
Photograph
link.
the ones I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll just order those Friday.
But yeah, there'll be an art of Game Cave. I plan on making my money back. Right, Brandon?
Indeed,
He's heard all these stories from me.
I've I know so much that everybody else doesn't know.
Like
Shit,
what?
I don't know.
I think
So,
it's more than I know. What?
you want to hear something funny? So you know how I take my Benadryl to help me fall asleep?
Sure.
Um,
That medication you drink with the Mountain Dew?
yeah,
Okay.
the counterbalance, the Mountain Dew. With all the modem stuff and the internet stuff going on, I put the pills in front of me. I don't remember if I got one out and took it. If I take two of them, I won't be able to move my arms in an hour. So I can't remember if I took one
Then
or if I
wait and
need to
take
take
a
one.
second one when you're normally done, and then you just give it an hour and you'll pass out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait, just see how,
Yeah,
just
get
to
your work
see
done.
if yeah, I'm working. Oh, so the guy who I'm doing the War Machine for, he wanted to buy the Batman, but I owe him still another sketch cover, and he said, "Hey, can I just have the Batman instead of the last sketch cover?" I said that's fine. Um, do you want me to make another one like that one, or
I don't. I don't. You want you to get the War Machine done first. All right.
right? But yeah, he wanted the Batman like as soon as 30 seconds after posting it.
I want you to start earning money instead of taking the money from people, then taking 8 years to produce one little drawing. That's what I
Correct.
really want, Brandon. All right. So
Yes.
you can buy your own art supplies. Right, Brandon?
Correct.
That's what I want.
Brandon wants that too. I don't know if Mega Potato wants it, but Brandon wants it. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, I take two Benadryl and I definitely feel it.
Do yoga, man. You'll pass right out.
What'd you say?
Do yoga. You'll pass right out.
I'll pass. I'm not very flexible.
Yeah, that's why people do yoga.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Don't say it didn't help.
You're very helpful. No, I got too busy to call you back today. Sorry about that.
It happens.
Oh man, so you know how I was talking about those UFC fights? That
Okay.
was I was reading today that the loser, Nate Diaz, he got $2 million even after losing. The winner got 3 million for
Yeah.
just beating the shit out of each other. I'm like, man, like just millionaires in 12 minutes. I mean, a lot of hard work goes into it. I know that.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
you know that?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying though, like
Yeah.
the payout for fights is crazy. I mean, that's not
Bro,
even
you
like
can't
including
go a week
boxing.
without Mountain Dew. You really, you know what I mean? Like you think $2 million, I'm telling you, you'd give in at some point. The commitment it takes to get to that level, I don't even have that, Brandon. You know, you have to have a deep anger in you. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
you're not that angry.
Eh,
I have a bullet rage. You know,
well, I didn't say I could do the UFC fighting.
now they get paid that much. You know, and then to go in the ring and risk having your whole head pounded into. I mean, I don't know, dude. You know, go it's a couple million. Okay, sure. Well, look, I sat there with a bunch of guys who talked a lot of tough. And then when the day came when it looked like we were going into Iraq, you know what I saw? Cowards. A lot of cowards. You know? I didn't sign up for this. Oh, you know. Fuck the
Yeah.
money. Believe me. You know?
Right.
That takes a whole nother kind of discipline.
Right.
People who are actually willing to do it regardless of whether they're being paid or not. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean that's the truth.
Are a lot of people shocked when you tell them that you used to serve?
I don't really get. I mean, here I talk about it because I think it's open knowledge, but I don't really go out. But yeah, I mean, when they find out, they look at me. I mean, huh? You know, then they want to know what desk job I did, and I tell them what, you know, with the tanks. But then I try to tell them, look, I didn't have to fight in a war, you know?
Right.
I mean, I got out right before all this shit went down, so it was some fun times. But we did have to, you know, get ready to roll down there once, you know? When the whole Clinton Lewinsky thing went down. Like, let's find a way to send us all to war so people can forget about that. You know, we were writing basic, and guys were like, okay, we started training for hot weather battle, you know? Which sucks because you got to wear your fucking shit. I mean, you got to wear
All the
all,
time. Yeah.
and you got to do double PT and that stuff, and sucks. But I mean, guys, I mean, I was on a tank, man. You know, it's like these dudes were just like some of the biggest, buffest guys. I play football. I'm a fucking badass. And just I didn't sign over this. I'm like, it's a gun with wheels. Like, what part of fucking? I mean, you know what I mean? It's a gun with wheels, dude. Like. It was the first time I spoke up, but I try to wait till I can trap people before I open my mouth. You know, like, I know I'm that guy.
Hmm.
You've seen me. I bide my time. You know,
Hmm.
I don't feel the need to be the guy to get the first joke out. Just wait till someone says something real stupid.
No,
But
no, you're the guy who will wait 5 years for his revenge. You're right.
yeah, and these guys are just like chicken shit. You know, I was like, well then, fucking quit now, man. You know, so when we go down there, I don't have to worry about you running. I mean, look, I wasn't up for killing people. I just really didn't want to go back home. Like, I mean, you know, and you can't. I mean, come on, man. Once you try to quit the military when you're in an act of war, I mean, that's federal prison, dude. You know. So I mean, whatever. We didn't go. You know. Suffice it to say. So
Right.
my friends who stayed in though, they've done like 4 tours. It's crazy.
What? I gotta mute my headset real quick, just for a minute. Andrew asks, "Hey Brandon, where can I see your art? I've been looking."
Yeah,
You could find me on Instagram at Lead Heavy.
yeah. There's links
That's
in the info.
Yeah, there's links in the page info. And that's the best way. Like I have Lead Heavy on Facebook and Twitter, but I just prefer Instagram. It's easier to post. It's easier to just pop up videos, all that. So
Yeah, I
I'm
got
not a
links
big.
to everyone's stuff. Ashley's stuff, my stuff, Wesley, whatever the fuck he posts. Pictures of his wedding, his breakfast, if you're interested in that sort of thing. I gotta. It's all there.
You just putting the final touches on this? Is that pretty much it? Just the little cleanups?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a master plan.
I'm gonna put the dog in the bedroom.
I'm reeling in carb pain right now. Said I was reeling in carb pain, man. I had sushi since, well, with Mark, because I'm gonna be gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the guy who braved all of college for, dude. He's ex-Navy guy. So he's like, I want to get sashimi. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. You know, and I'm like, well, all right. You know, like it's the last time I'll have that shit for like maybe even I don't know until I go to Japan or some shit.
Right.
So I'm not eating sushi in Idaho. So yeah, yeah, I can't do that for a while. Like I don't know how people do that every week, man. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. I don't even like it once, so.
Oh, they had some good quality fish, dude. But I don't know how people eat rice and shit. It's a bit much. And I had some tempura. I was like, okay, I'm done. Stressful day, dude.
Oh yeah.
My niece might have a brain tumor.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I gotta get a second MRI, you know? I'm hoping it's just like a superpower thing, but I seem to be the only one who thinks that might be a possibility.
You never know.
19, dude. So I have to be heading up there soon. Get my support.
All right.
I don't know what the hell I can do. I'm the guy that
Yeah.
makes jokes at inappropriate moments.
That's me. I'm the worst one to have in those situations. Thought you were waiting until tomorrow to, you know, talk about things.
Cherry turning resignation.
Ah, gotcha.
Thanks for checking me, though. Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's cool though. When I see like the thumbs up, thumbs down, is that for your channel or just each individual video, like this video?
Video. It's individual way.
Huh, there's one. You got 300 pluses and 4 downers.
There's always someone who comes on and I'm not doing much.
Uh huh.
It remains the same for the stream, right? So sometimes you've seen here, I'm out running around doing something and the stream's just on, you know?
Right.
So I imagine that's when one of those appears. Or just, you know, someone being like, ha ha, ha. Who cares? Do I,
Yeah.
you know, I rate myself. I give myself what I get a thumbs up, thumbs down, you know? Am I doing a good job or not? I'll be my own judge and jury. No one's more critical of me than me.
Very true.
It's very, very true. How many times have you heard, like, I'm a fucking monster, yeah? You know, like, you know, like, Jay and Silent Bob, right? No one can fuck with me, Berserker, you know. I'll fuck everything that moves, you know.
Yes. You say that all the time.
Yeah. And then I get to sleep on the futon.
Do you have a futon?
Does it matter, Brandon? Is it important to that story
I'm just saying, because then
for Brandon to do an
I would have
inventory?
rather slept on that than the couch.
No, I have a couch. You can sleep at a fucking hotel for all I give a shit. I sleep on your couch. Mine's bigger than yours. Haha.
Ah, you make a funny.
Those things need game screens.
Like you add so many of the characters into all your designs that sometimes I forget those characters were ever in this stuff. Like when you research deep. Like you pull out a lot. People are always like, "Oh, what about this character?" It's like you got a lot of characters in a lot of the different things. Like the Star Wars one, like holy shit! Like I had no clue who some of them were.
Well, I didn't want to hear shit on the Star Wars one.
Right.
Given how much time I knew I was gonna have to spend on that, you know, like I didn't want
Yeah.
one person going, "You forgot the," Nope. Have you heard one person saying I forgot something?
Nope.
Yeah, I put everything right down to J.J. Abrams. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Kasdan, isn't it? Fuck. I should have put Lawrence Kasdan in there. Oh well, I forgot that. You think it looks better with the grass in front or without it?
Let me see again. I'm on a delay. I say without it.
This covers up the magazines, right?
Yeah. David Bolton says the Star Wars one was nuts. Looks great though.
Yeah, well, I'm not putting 70 hours worth of effort into every piece. I'll put 30. Right, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what I need is my game cave reference. Kickstarter, that's commitment. Yeah, you got to be definitely committed. More ways than one, bro. Battletoads, Game Boy. I have my own Game Boy screens. Why? Because the shit's going in the magazine. Oh, son. Probably should just put the fucking. You like that shit?
Yes. David says, I don't think anyone would say you cut corners on any of your work.
Ask Brandon about the curved sword. Someone here has questioned my authenticity.
It did suck. The sword. Look better straight. What Rob is referring to is 2 years ago. I want to say 2
Three.
years ago. 3. He did a Zelda piece where Link's sword was curved. I'm guessing based off perspective.
The whole piece was supposed to have a curvilinear perspective, yeah.
And it just looked out of place. And he had been rushed on the art piece by his former art partner, I'd say.
Business partner.
Business partner, sorry.
Nothing to do with art.
Gotcha. Business partner rushed him a little bit, and I made the comment about, hey, what's with the curved sword? And I don't know if anyone here has heard Rob rage before, but I got a good chunk of it. And then finally, he fixed the sword, made it a straight sword.
And then I got a good yelling at from Homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stole all my money. Yay.
And still here I am, side by side till the end. Me and Rob. Yeah.
It's not the laughter of a happy person.
Can't see me cry in the rain.
It's very deep, Brandon. Too
Thank
bad no
you.
one gives a shit.
Nope.
Can't wait to read your book of poetry. Tater thoughts.
It's called Tater Talent.
Tater thoughts. Alright, where did that fucking thing go? Oh no, we're not BFFs till the end. He's just gonna end one day, and then I have to find a new. I wouldn't say we're BFFs. That's very. Hmm. Mm,
You talk to me
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
second. The only person you talk to more is probably your wife.
Mm-hmm. And we're barely friendly.
Yeah. But
it's
so
it's
for
hard to
anybody,
know
you might,
me. It's hard to know me, folks. I'm a hard
let's put it this
guy.
way. For
Brandon,
anyone who,
what's it like to get me a gift?
the worst fucking possible waste of money ever.
Right. And what did I tell you? Never get me a gift, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, it won't happen again. Your gift is my presence.
Brandon thinks he's the crow.
No, me and Rob. Rob will talk to me. He'll call me during the day, middle of the day, and then later in the day, and then we'll talk all night. He's slept on my couch. I've slept on his. We've hung out many times. We share con tables together, but I still don't know if I'm a friend or not. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a strong word.
I definitely know I'm not an enemy.
Friend
So
is a strong word.
I'm definitely not an enemy.
You're trusty.
I'm trustworthy.
Yeah. Hesitant to compliment you. You tend to fuck up right when anyone does that. It's true. Last time I gave Brandon a compliment, did not go well. I'm gonna get back all the flats. It's gonna be fucking aliased and
Right.
smooth, and shit's gonna be backwards. And
Hey, let's put it this way. I wouldn't. You left your cell phone with me. I wouldn't trust anybody with my cell phone. So
I don't have anything on the cell phone to give a
right, I'm
fuck
just
about.
saying, but that's still
They
that's a that's a leap of faith right there to leave your cell phone with somebody.
not really, because if you steal it, I'll just file a police report. But I know where you live. You know what I
Andrew
mean?
said a crow reference. Yeah, me and
And then I'll
Andrew, me and
file a
Robert.
personal lien against you at the city because I know where your wife works and just create hell for you. Like
That's
so.
fine. My life's already hell. Um, Andrew said a crow reference. Wow, cool. Yeah, me and Robert big crow fans. Um, my whole left forearm is the crow, and then I have a crow above it. Choked on my water there. I drank and talked at the same time. So, me and Rob like the crow. Also, Jason Momoa is too fucking huge to be the crow. Jesus Christ. You heard all about that, right? The whole rumors of
Christian
him playing
Bale
the crow.
slimmed down. Bro, that company has no money.
Miramax? Or,
Relativity is dead broke. They're beyond broke. They're just a whole. An address on a wall somewhere in Thousand Oaks. Okay, like they don't exist. So when somebody leaks this rumor of Momoa's going to be there, you can just chalk it up to all the 10 billion. May as well fucking be Channing Tatum at this point. You know, hot off his stint as Gambit, right? That happened. So
right.
like I just don't care. And then they're like, oh, it's gonna be based off the actual comic. The actual comics suck, so I don't really. I tried reading it. I was like, I like the movie, and then I found there was two people in high school: those that like the movie and those that like the comic. And there was no in between.
I'm the movie guy.
I mean, the character was based off Iggy Pop. The visual. So, I. But who cares, dude? So Jason Momoa is the crow. Oh wow, Ooh. He was Conan. So what? You know.
Was he?
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't even watch the last Conan movie.
You know, like, will he make a decent Aquaman? Well, why not? I mean, there's nothing to work with there, you know? So sure, he can just be Drago of the sea and it'll work out, you know? I mean, at this point, they could say the chick from Stranger Things was playing the Crow, and I'd be like, sure, why not? You know? Yeah, the book wasn't written very well, man. That's why the movie was so hard to make. We had to figure out an actual character arc, you know? So, I don't know, man. You know?
Yeah.
I have a great Crow movie. You know? I'm out. It's just like the Turtles. Like, oh, well, they're going to make a shitty movie. Well, you know, just chalk it up to all the other shitty Turtles movies they made. You know? I have a great Turtles movie. They can't take that away. You know, like the sky, they can't take the sky away from me. Let's come down here.
Andrew said it's like the Highlander reboot.
Or like every
Um,
other Highlander movie made. Like, you know. The last Highlander movie I was looking forward to was that one that was supposed to team up Duncan and Connor McLeod. And in the trailer, they're all hanging out, and they don't even meet one another in the movie. You know,
Yeah.
there's actual scenes of them in the trailer together, and that isn't in the film. You know how fucking pissed I was. I was in the theater. I'm like, motherfucker! I was not expecting anything other than a TV movie in the theater. So I wasn't going in and going, this is gonna be motherfucking amazing.
right.
I was just expecting to see those two hook up because they haven't, hook up, team up since the pilot of the Highlander TV show, right? It's the last time they were together. So I was like, all right, it's gonna be amazing. And then they're not even in the movie together. You mother. like, I got out at that point. Yeah, they made it. It's just not in the movie. Like that was the whole point of the film. And then they just Mario Van Peebles pretended to be the Kurgan. The fuck was up with that? Like, I was like, Mario Van Peebles the villain. Okay, maybe this would be like a thinking man. No, 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 no. He's just pretending to be the Kurgan. I'm Mario Van Peebles. Like, first off, Mario Van Peebles is the fuck out of fucking films, dude. Thank God he's gone. One of the most least threatening motherfuckers ever to appear in a movie. But that all being said, yeah, they shot the shit and they didn't even put it in the movie. Put it in the trailer though. Fucking dicks. That is the worst trailer cop out ever. Like, when they go, oh, the shit that was in the trailer but not in the movie. I know I said it was Iron Man 3 or 2. Which one is it? 3 or 2? 3.
Too.
The helmet thing where he tosses it out. That's 3, dude. Isn't it?
I thought that was 2. Yeah,
See, that's how we can't tell anymore, can we? Like, which trailer was that? Was that Iron Man 3 where she tosses the helmet? No, it was 2. You're right, because Favreau directed it. Yep, you
right.
got
She
me.
kisses it, throws it out.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was the worst take back, but no, it's got to be Highlander.
Andrew says, you hear about the Smokey and Bandit reboot?
Who? Look, that you can't reboot that. You know, they get the Super Trooper guys to do it. That's the only way I could see it.
Right.
It's a very racial movie. Who's making that film? They're gonna get Leslie Jones to play the Gleason role, so she can be all like reverse. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be funny.
She's
If
so angry.
they got Key and Peele and Leslie Jones to play, I'd probably watch it.
She's a little too angry for me.
Well, have you seen Jackie Gleason in Smokey and the Bandit? I watch her all the time, bro. Did you know that?
No.
Are you
No.
shocked?
No, because I
Eastbound
don't watch
and
it.
Eastbound and Down, motherfucker. It's not a TV show. It's actually the song that won an
Gotcha.
Emmy. Lou Reed. Something to do with Ryan Reynolds. Then I don't care. That's the song. I mean, if they got the dude from Eastbound and Down, that shit would be fucking hilarious. And they get Keegan maybe for the Lou Reed role. That'd be fun. And get like Peel and Drag to be Sally Field. I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
Smoking the Bandit was a product of the '70s. What now are you going to be able to do? You end up in a giant cop car chase with the cops. They just shoot you dead. You know, like
Yeah, there's no more of that driving, cars
no,
flipping.
if they set the shit like in Syria and they had to outrun ISIS to get some liquor, you know.
David said, gotta go, guys. Have a great night. Night, David.
That would be hilarious. They get the Iron Sheik in there.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Could be a period piece. Well, they made that. It's called Smoking the Bandit. Everyone knows what the highest grossing film in 1977 was. What was it, Brandon?
1977?
Mm-hmm.
Blues Brothers.
No, it was Star Wars, dumbass.
I don't fucking know. I wasn't around.
1977, highest grossing movie was Star Wars. What was the second highest grossing film?
Fucking, I don't. E.T.?
No, Smokey and the Bandit.
Alright. If I ever go on a game show, I'm good now.
You know, I do very well with those. Is that shocking to you?
That you know a lot of useless knowledge? No.
Passive aggressive.
Very much so.
You guys need a sitcom. We have one. You're welcome to it, sucker. We snaked you in. Now you're stuck watching for hours. The sitcom is I ask Brennan a question. He answers poorly. I respond. Step and repeat. Any questions?
And we always deliver.
You have it. You can fix it.
I don't want to.
You are who you choose to be, Brennan. Right?
Oh wow, wow! I'm gonna turn my life around now.
You are
31.
who you choose to be.
No one's ever said
You
that to
don't have
me.
to be big and
So.
dumb. You know?
You're funny. Hmm.
Wonder how long it'll take to get my internet back up once we get out there.
A couple days.
I don't know, man. You know my luck.
And he was never heard of again.
SketchCraft just went off the air one day. What the fuck?
I got the login. I'll keep it going for everybody. Don't worry, everyone. I got this.
Oh no, I can still log in from my phone, dumbass. So I
Oh,
can
no
shut your ass
shit.
out. What are you gonna do? You can barely turn on the internet.
I'll figure it out.
Oh.
Andrew says, I gotta get back to my work. Talk to you later. See you Monday night.
Peace.
Bye bye.
What are you laughing about?
I was I got a bunch of alerts, people following me on Facebook and Twitter today, and then I just looked at these new basketball shoes that came out for this basketball player I don't like, and people are just roasting him on the internet, just saying they're like, it looks like someone drilled holes in a baked potato and put shoelaces in it, and they're like, I was gonna roast his shoes, but it looks like they were already roasted. They're like dark. They look like burnt leather mailman shoes. They look so bad. They're just horribly designed basketball or running shoes. I don't even know what they are. They look horrible, but people are just roasting them online. Just oh man, good times. And then I was looking at the new follows I get and the love from all the people that follow us out here. Much appreciated. So all that rim light right there, that's based off the moon glow, right? The planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the pink is from the floor lit up, right?
Yeah. Look, it's all cartoon lighting. It's not realistic.
Right. I like it. It's cool.
If it was realistic, I'd have to darken the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
You know. You know, you do. You just. We'll just do that. Make it all realistic. Right? You know,
Yes.
they just like. Sometimes they don't even. They just like kind of. I even get the face off, so they just kind of do that.
Yeah.
There you go. It's moody. Totally. That's how new art is now, man. You just do that. And you can just cut out some of that a little bit, just a little bit, the haze. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Don't.
You know what
Careful
I'm
for you.
talking about, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, be careful for you ruin your piece.
What? That's it, dude. Everyone wants that. That's the new look now. There we go. Yeah, it's very moody.
Yes.
I should start painting controllers the way they do like faces, just like a little bit of it, just like the D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
The super paint D-pad.
You were breathing right in the mic, Rob.
Yeah, well, I learned it from watching you.
Just letting you know. Helping you out.
I learned it from watching you.
I know. Now that I know what you are, I know what I am.
Now you're quoting me. These are my movie drops.
So you're on your final countdown.
I guess. I'm not timing myself. I'll just take a step back and go, does it need this? Does it need that?
Well, I'm talking about the new change in life.
Oh, whatever.
5 weeks.
I don't get super excited about stuff. I just move on with it. You know? You've seen how I get.
Mm-hmm.
At cons, you don't see me going, oh my god, it's so fucking amazing. You know, I don't. When I was a kid, I used to get real excited about shit. And then I'd get let down. So I just try to keep an even keel. You know? Like, alright, cool.
Right.
You know, alright. Hey, it kind of sucks. Alright, that's cool. You know, I mean. I lose my shit over things that matter. Like when you don't know what control fucking O does. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's my shit. That's my jam right there. Millie Gibson's. Millie Gibson's is my jam. The Millie Gibson's.
All right.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Are you doing the guy from Office Space?
No, man, it's Key and Peele, dog.
Oh, the way you sound, you sound
No,
like
it's when the two guys are talking about Millie Gibson's, dude. It's an actual skit.
right when they're the valet guys. But when you were talking like the guy. Like, have you seen my stapler guy? Like,
No.
have you seen my stapler?
Millie Gibson's.
Yeah, but you're
I can't yell at motherfucker. You want me to yell just like they do?
yes,
Alright? I'll do it right in your
yes.
fucking car. How about that? I got no problems doing that. Okay, I gotta zoom in and do this. I know there's something I forgot. The ship. I didn't get to work the ship, and I was supposed to work the ship in.
that picture on your thumbnail for the how to raise sketch cover logos. That one's funny. I
Oh, when
love
I'm
that
trying to
one.
hide the info.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was trying to tell people, look, I know I didn't invent this, you know. Because the minute I was like, you know, I wonder if I can use sandpaper. I typed it in, you know, and then I was like, oh look,
Hmm.
people have done that. Why doesn't anyone know about this? You know, that's what kills me. Because I mean, I used to use it just to remove when I would put the boards through. When I was doing the sauces, I put the boards to the printer instead of
Hmm.
light boarding on the illustration board, and the printer will get ink all over the board, right? Like little spots here and there. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, is the board ruined? Now I just got some sandpaper and sanded it off. And that's when it dawned on me, why don't I just have all the sandpaper lying around from that? I'm like, I bet you I could just fucking sandpaper that shit right off. I mean, how deep is that printing, you know? Now, maybe not the IDW ones, right?
Hmm.
But the cardstock ones, like, gotta be, right? So, turns out, yeah, pretty easily. So I was like, well, I'll make a video. So someone out there doesn't sit there trying to figure out how to work around a logo. Then Crusher was like, "Oh, you know, what if you? How would you get the hair to wrap around the logo the same way?" And I was like, "Well, I guess you could try it. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so I tried.
Right.
I'm like, it doesn't quite work that way, you know. But I can't guarantee that that fucking glue will hold for 20 years, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's no guarantee. Shit. I mean, there's no guarantee anything will last that long, anyways. I mean.
yeah, but you understand what I'm saying, Brandon?
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
these guys get, right? With their fucking stupid variant covers, you know. You know, they get crazy.
Hmm.
You ever have a guy go apeshit because you just like fucked up a corner or something?
Hmm.
Tell the story.
Of that happening.
Yeah.
Did I have an actual story of that one before? Because I'd have to think about it. I know
You
I've.
said, uh huh. So I'm saying tell the story. 'Cause sometimes I think you
Okay.
just say, yeah. I don't think you actually have one.
You put me on the spot right now, really.
You said,
I'd have,
yeah.
no, I've had shitty experiences with people on all
Okay,
types
give
of
me a
art.
shitty experience because I don't think you actually have
Okay,
one like that. I think you just said,
I
yeah.
probably do have one on the sketch cover. I just can't think of it on the spot at this moment. But I
You
can
could
think of a
agree to one
shitty
on the spot, but you can't think of one.
because I've had all this. You see how much weird shit happens to me at the fucking cons with people
Right. So
and anger.
I'm
So
saying
here's
bring
an
up the one you just said that.
all right. Here's one. I was doing this was Phoenix Con, probably 4 years ago, and this is right about time me and Jessica first were together, so 5 years ago. And this chick, I was doing $10, $10 or $15, 11 by 17 sketches. Okay, big ass on the 11 by 17. Maybe not filling up the whole thing, but I was using ink and color, and that's when I was doing that whole splatter thing that everybody liked, with my paintings. And I did a Gears of War thing. I had this shit come by, and she looks at my shit. She looks it over. She's like, eh. She's like, you're creative, but there's something off. That's what she said to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Have a
Yeah,
good
but she was
day.
just saying that. I'm talking about someone who bought one.
No, I'm not. I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done.
Okay. All right.
She comes back 20 minutes later. She's like, how much is a sketch? And I'm like, okay, this chick's already. I don't want to deal with her, but I'm like, whatever. I need the money. I'm like, $15. And she's like, all right, I want Gears of War. So I do this Gears of War dude holding the big chainsaw gun. I drew the logo of the Gears of War behind him, big, nice, bleeding down, I do the splatter. I go pretty all out at the time for how I could. She gets it back. She looks at it. She goes, really? And I'm like, all right, then you want your money back? And she goes, no. I was like, here, I'll give you your fucking money back, and you can give me the art back, and we'll call it even. No, I want it. Okay.
Like a jar
She's
of
like,
dirt.
yeah, I'm like, so she's walking in, she's looking at it, she goes, eh, and she looks at her friend. I see the face, and I'm like, this motherfucker. I wanted to run up and just stab it with a pencil or draw down the motherfucking thing. Like, I offered her money back. Like, I get it. Maybe I'm not the world's best artist, but it was like a
Yeah,
$10
but she's got
sketch.
clowning rights now. 'Cause she gave
Yeah,
you
so
money.
I was like, whatever, fuck it. I got your money still.
Oh,
So
the 50. You can keep the $5. I will.
yeah, so I mean, she was dickish all the time. You know how it is. We have those people at the table like, oh, can you give me
No, you
400
know how that
characters?
is. You know, I've gotten rid of most of those.
Right. But they
Yeah,
just be,
I
can I
watched
get like
you this
40
past
characters
year.
for $5?
I watched this past year. You just sign up all of us for trouble.
Yeah, never again.
I was like, so help me fucking God, dude. You know?
I just wanted you to have a little fun, too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
That's how I roll.
I don't know, man. I think we should just do that. It's pretty dope. I'm overthinking this coloring thing. I can just.
Please don't.
And I just be a big fuck you. Like I do all these details and then I just cover it up in darkness. That's it.
All right.
It's my shit right there. Boom. But what about the? Nah, you don't need that. You know, I mean, it's there. It's just it's moody now. Fucking. No one likes Brandon's idea of fun. I can add on to that.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need to pick on Brandon. Leave Brittany alone. Leave Brandon alone. I think that's the first time I heard that term cisgender when that guy was leave Brittany alone. Like, yeah, really picking on the billionaire. Okay.
Yeah.
You know? What could any of us say? Her dad gave her an allowance and she got her life together, so. I don't know. Let's think about this for a second.
Yeah, it's looking good. I like I like them both, but yeah. I think my favorite guy to play was with the green guy with the gloves on. The all green one. It's been so long. What's his name?
I don't know who's who. It's Zitz,
Ah,
Rash, and Pimple. I don't know who's who. It's not my strong point.
I guess the green guy's Zitz, the big guy's Pimple, and the guy with sunglasses is Crash.
Zitz, Rash.
Oh, Rash.
You,
All
you
right, then
get the
Rash
you
is
get
the
the
name of the
theme.
red.
You can see how that's working.
Yeah, I get it. Hmm.
What do you think, Brandon? Think that's it?
I don't see anything that needs change, so yeah, it's a
It
pretty
needs
good
a
looking piece.
giant lens flare. What?
I was just laughing about the lens flare.
You get a giant lens flare. Sure, we can do it. No, man. Missed opportunity.
You wrapping this video up?
Hold your horses, dog. I know you're all in the mood. Like, get out of here and go do your own
I,
thing.
I just got to shower and get my lunch ready.
Give it a minute.
Never.
You're gonna be up anyway.
No,
You didn't
I'm
take your
tired.
medicine.
Yeah, I took it. I feel it.
Let's do it. Let's add a giant lens flare.
Shh.
Just put that shit right over the whole piece. Just be like, that shit's fucking official now. Look at that. That's the future.
Do it.
I'm like, why did you do that? I'm like, Brandon said it fucking looked real, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the only thing
Realism.
missing from Star Trek.
You keeping me up for this?
For lens flare, dude.
For lens flare.
Look at that. That's amazing. I won't do it, but. Alright, go to bed, Brandon.
Never.
Are you gonna be done with that war machine? What'd you do tonight?
I worked on it. I was drawing it. I got his full left leg and left arm and started on the chest.
You taking pics, put on your Instagram?
I will once it has more
Mm-hmm.
to it.
It's called
Right now,
progress, man. You take progress pics.
right now it just has a leg and a left arm.
Yeah, that's called progress pics.
Oh well. Okay, I'm going to bed. Talk to you tomorrow.
Maybe.
All right.
We'll see. Alright, later.
Bye. Later.
Yep, I think that's done. Let me just select this image, crop. Well, that's that, folks. So I got stuff to do tomorrow. I'll plan it out. I gotta be very careful on what I'm doing between now and when I move. I gotta make a video too, talking about moving. So there's gonna be slight delays on some stuff, but whatever. We'll get it all squared away. I will be back on later today, later tomorrow, whenever. Good night, everybody. Peace. Prints will be up in the store soon.